Hello and welcome back to Storm Division. I am the Crushinator, and tonight we have another excellent matchup for you. We got week 4 coming at you. These teams are starting to settle in. We're in the midway through the season here. We're starting to separate the top from the bottom here. Tonight we've got two excellent teams coming at you. Team Draft Gap taking on Can't Censor Ship. Looks like we've got our 10th in the lobby. I'll let them know I'm ready to go, and we'll run through some information here. Let's go to map select. See what the map bans are. Team Draft Gap banning away Sky Temple and Volskaya Foundry. We've got Can't Censor Ship getting rid of Dragonshire and Garden of Terror. It looks like we're jumping straight into our first map of the day. Let's go to the draft. Let's go to the draft. Waiting for players. Hope you're all having an excellent day. Hope you're hyped up for this here match. We're going to start things off here on Alterac Pass. Can't Censor Ship going to be first to act here. See if anyone's got the spicy strats on this largest of maps. We'll get the bet going for you right after the draft here, chat. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all going to be fine. Alterac Pass. I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see a Deathwing. That's what I want to see. Hog are going to be first banned here. Completely unparalleled on map control here on Alterac Pass. Not one that we normally see banned from the first pick team, but usually banned nonetheless. Junkrat next to be removed. Second to none but Hogger in terms of back camp clear. So these teams just trying to make sure that the premier no pack takers aren't available for either team. I want to see Deathwing. I saw a comp once. It was a real dirty comp. It was a couple seasons ago. They ran Deathwing Samuro on Alterac and just never let the opponents cap an objective. They never went and got the objective themselves. They just used Deathwing's flight form and Samuro's slipperiness to never let them actually channel. It was very rude. It was a rude comp. And it worked, unfortunately, is what it did. But I haven't seen it since. So we'll have to see if anyone's going to break that out one of these days. Shout out to Hydra. We're going to see Lucio and Stitches banned away to round out our top bans. That leaves Pepper with the Blaze. Blaze, best of the rest here. Going on over to Can't Censor Ship. See what Team Draft Gap wants to bust out here. And the qualifiers, they played quite a bit of Arthas here on Alterac Pass. We'll see if that's something they want to do again. Or if they've got different plans. Ash, we're going to show us some Urel gameplay, and Albatox busting out the Vala here before the mid-ban. Vala is one that we don't tend to see a lot outside of double support. And there isn't much room for double support on Alterac. It's not totally unheard of, but it's a little bit harder to run because of how much you've got to deal with, you know, lane presence and how much you've got to stay split as a team. Response here from Shredded and Death Strikes. We're going for the Brightwing Sylvanas. Brightwing, of course, the global, able to cover a lane, able to get there for the fight. Sylvanas is just probably, in a vacuum, the best damage dealer that we have. When you don't know anything about the draft, anything about the opponents, you're forced to pick a damage, you go Sylvanas. Zeratul Uther to be removed here by the mid-bans. Making sure there's nothing too crazy happening. Uther, definitely the crux of a lot of double support. Not unheard of to see, you know, a Zarya Anduin or something like that to support a Vala, but Uther is definitely one of the stronger pairings. Team Draft Gap thinking about their next two picks. Call Me going to show us some Johanna, and we've got Siren on the Morales, so it's a Morales Vala. Battery in the back. We've got Johanna Urel, pretty stalwart front line here. So far, Can't Censor Ship. They've got a little bit of dive in Sylvanas. Brightwing can possibly port back there. We'll see if they want to get any extra diving power try and go and mess up that Morales' day. Muradin can do it. Genji can do it. Can't censorship. Pivots that draft. And they're going right after that Morales in the back line. So, Epic player on the last pick. Flexing here for Team Draft Cap. We'll see what they can do to help support against this dive. They've already got, I mean, Johanna Urel, appeal is there, but there's a lot coming at you if you're that Vala Morales. We'll see if Epic player is going to aid in that here with this last pick. Going for the Maiev, an interesting choice. Maiev going to try to keep everyone grouped up, threaten against any dive there. And bring some extra macro. You love to see it. Alright, team. Before we load on into this next game, I've got some stuff to show you. I've got some stuff to do. Let's go over to it. Did you know that there is a Matcherino for Storm Division Season 5? And did you know that we are doing a giveaway for contributors to that prize pool? For a minimum $5 donation to the prize pool, you can be entered into a draw to win an NGS mug. For $10, you can be entered to win an NGS mousepad. For $15, you're entered to win an NGS t-shirt. Head on over to matcherino.com/t/StormDivisionS5. If you've got a couple of bucks you want to throw at some excellent amateur players, 100% of your donation goes to the prize pool. The prize pool does not fund the giveaway. Separate money. So don't worry that the players are getting less because of the giveaway. They are not. Head on over there today. Let's get into the game. Let's get into the game. Game number 1. On the left in the blue, we have Team Draft Cap. Albatox is on the Vala. Calmy's playing Johanna. Epic players on the Maiev. Siren on Lieutenant Morales. We've got Hashmer on the Urel. On the right in the red, Can't Censorship. Psychotora is on the Genji. Deathstrike's playing Sylvanas. Porky is on Muradin. Pepper is on the Blaze. Shredded Wind is playing Brightwing. I didn't do a prediction. I was too busy. Who will win the game? TDG. CCS. Start prediction. There we go. We did it. Prediction is up. Prediction is running. If you've got some channel points, you want to earn some more, you just want to cheer on your team, get on in there. Get some betting done. Remember, kids, gambling is good for you. Mid camp clear has started. We're going to see Urel and Blaze battle their way on up to the top lane. Genji going to cover on down on the bottom lane. Johanna going to soak there as well. And the waiting game begins, because in 15 seconds, the camp that must be taken is going to be up. You see Epic player already waiting on that back camp to get that started. Sylvanas and Brightwing are here right on time. And this is Alterac Pass, folks. this is what it is. We're going to do the camps. We're going to do some trading in the side lanes. Then we're going to do some camps, and then we're going to do some trading in the side lanes, and that's what we're going to do. We'll see who gets that camp out first. I have a little bit light on resources, but did pick up that Naisha's momentum to help with the camp clear. Does finish it up slightly faster than Brightwing and Sylvanas here, but is significantly bruised. We need Siren to help that out with that Morales beam in the mid. See a little bit of siege here. The camp will move over to the right side of the mid lane. The 3v3 continues here. Not a ton of kill pressure from either team in the early going. Stormbolt followed up by Polymorph can do a little bit of work here. We see Calmy's come on up from the bottom lane. Pepper's come on down from the top lane. This is the kill pressure that Can't Censorship needed. Big rotation coming on out, and Morales will go down. That is going to be the game plan here for Can't Censorship. Get the flank, find that backline stun, and all of a sudden that Vol is a whole lot less scary. Can't Censorship, they're looking at Johanna down here for the moment. Oh, they're going to go ahead and double back to the mid. Of course, a single thing happened on the map, which means the back camps are about to come on up again as... Oh, I have actually going down in the mid. Unexpected gank. Well, I'm prattling on about camps. Camps are going to be up soon. 15 seconds on the left, 20 seconds on the right. Johanna getting a little bit weary here. A little bit light on resources, is going to head on back to base. Get ready for the next round of camp clear and objective. Orky steps up here, gonna put a little bit of business into Urel, though neither really has the power to seriously damage each other, and they both have great self-healing. Naisha's momentum from Maiev, cleaving on through and doing some work on the left. Here on the right, Sylvanas and Brightwing doing the camp clear once again. Genji and Vala, two ships passing in the night, will not engage onto one another. Looks like Call Me does have the chance to finally go back now. Johanna was very light on resources, but had to stick around. Make sure to catch that soak. Genji playing a little bit of harassment here on the bottom side. It is a topside objective. We generally don't see teams worry about it, at least until they've cleared that enemy mid-camp a second time. And we are going to see them clash here in the mid. A little bit of a move on the bottom side here. Pepper goes out, tries to get the stun, is going to get knocked back, but here comes Shredded Wind. Top off Blaze here in the bottom lane. Vala damage in the early game is fine. It's fine damage, but in the late game is when it really scales up, so I don't expect to see a ton of kill pressure from Team Draft Gap until, you know, level 15, level 16. When Vala really starts stacking up that auto attack quest. Oh, Orky's jump is interrupted here. Taking a lot of damage. Tries to double on back, is trying to get that cooldown from the jump, but Muradin will be taken down. Nice interruption there from Johanna. Ends up for the first kill here for Team Draft Cap. Trying to get the channel here, but these minions are doing a great job of interrupting. Psychotora wants one more. Does get it onto Hashmer. Epic player. Looking for one more opportunity. Haunting Wave just a little bit late. Team Draft Gap is going to start the claw. Vala grabbing a little bit of mid-soak. But 15 more seconds on this channel until we get our first riders out into lanes. Honestly, pretty early in this game. Sometimes teams ignore this objective until, like, heroics are on. Shredded Wind is trying to stop it here. You see Maiev coming across. Trying to delay this out. Shredded does complete the channel. Now we've got an engage onto Maiev in the front line. Vault of the Wardens is going to get Epic player back to safety. Orky, great stun on the low side. Albatox trying to get back towards the Morales. Psychotora cannot get the complete kill. Pepper stunning 2 on the front line as Team Draft Gap is bruised but still breathing. And Censorship poured a lot of resources into that. They're going to have to tap up before they go back in. Pepper, nice stun onto 2 once again here. Solid attempt. 3.8 seconds left for Team Draft Gap. If they can find the opportunity to jump onto that objective one more time, they should be able to secure the riders. But first, we've got back camps to do. Back camps to do! Gotta do it. Level 10 is here for Team Draft Gap. We've got the Containment Disc, Reign of Vengeance. The Sacred Ground here for Urel, not one that we see an awful lot. Blessed Shield for Johanna, and Morales is going to hold that ult for now. We'll see if it's going to be the Medevac or if it's going to be the Stim. Pepper trying to get a channel here, but Epic player has the next interrupt. Is actually going to warp on in for the engage. Orky jumping into the back line. Is Maiev in trouble? Big silence comes on out from Death Strikes, and that is going to be Maiev going down. 10s were locked in there for Can't Censorship. We've got the Bunker, X-Strike, Wailing Arrow, Blink Heal, and Avatar. Can't Censorship is going to try to hold here for another 15 seconds. Looks like no contest here from Team Draft Gap. They're just going to hold and get ready to defend. Palmy going to step up a little bit late here. Gathers up 2. Albatox is trying to work on that front line, but Blaze is a tanky lad. Albatox going after Psychotora. That was weird. I think... Oh. Vala must have been blinded somehow? It looked like the auto attack went on there, but Genji just kept on riding. Strange. Double strange. That's fine. Riders are coming on down the lanes here for Can't Censorship. Right now they're going to commit to the top side. They get the extra stun out onto Hashmer. Pops the Sacred Ground. Skullcracker. Not going to be enough to get the kill. They do get the ult out of Hashmer, though. The siege with the Black Arrows commences. Siren keeping Hashmer nice and healthy, but the wall will go down. See Genji and Maiev battling it out on the bottom side, but it looks like the riders are cleared up in the other two lanes. Hashmer's over the top here. Porky is going to get over the wall before being interrupted on that jump. We see the stun coming on out as Porky has to pop the Avatar. Blessed Shield is going to be committed as Porky trying to get over the wall here is knocked away, tries to get the jump, but so many knockbacks from the side of Team Draft Gap. That's going to be Murden going down here. We're going to see a push or a boss. It looks like it's just going to be a push on the top side. Psychotor moving into the back. He's just going to swift strike through everybody. Causing a little bit of trouble there for Siren. Jump over the top here. Shredded is going to blink to the wave. Very nice dodge. It's got taken down to half health very quickly. Genji jumping into the back line, putting some pressure on to Call Me, but Siren's still on high energy. Keeping everyone from Team Draft Gap nice and healthy. Maiev kind of stuck in the bottom lane, did manage to get that siege camp out once again, so Can't Censorship are slightly behind on these mid-camp captures. See what this mid-pressure is going to create without an opposing camp. Maiev, currently uncontested in the bottom lane, is going to get a little chip damage as well. We see an X-Strike from Genji coming on out just to try to push back those two. Does so effectively. Camp is nullified here in the mid. Saw a containment disc there briefly onto Psychotora. Silenced, but will escape. There's a Wailing Arrow onto two. Big trouble for Morales, trying to walk on out of there. But that is a kill for Can't Censorship, and they're going to keep on running him down. It is ultimately the stim drone. You saw that going there on Vala. So no medevac. Oh, great jump there from Epic Player to avoid the jet propulsion. Johanna still going to go down, though. There's the Fan of Knives resetting onto several. Hashmer popping the ult, trying to get the armor going for that Sacred Ground. Pepper just barely missing again. You're going to see a double kill, though. Maiev and Yrel both to fall. Can't Censorship with the staggered quad kill. Now they're going to push up through the mid. Got an opportunity to head towards the objective as well. They might think about a camp steal. That's still pretty greedy at this point in the game, though. It's such a deep camp. To go in there means you've got to have a significant lead on the map. Porky gonna hold it down here. Psychotor getting on back for some mana. "20 seconds still on this channel. Porky can hold out for a while, but if more of the team comes, he's gonna have to bail out. Seems like Can't Censorship not too invested in this. Porky is gonna go ahead and jump to safety. Has the long toss. They're on level 16. Hashmer checking the bottom boss, but not being taken. Simply going to be a back camp capture here for Can't Censorship. Genji and Sylvanas a little bit behind here. Porky looking for Hashmer, couldn't get the Stormbolt. Right now, Maiev in the top lane, though. Only 4 here for Team Draft Gap. As 5 come on through for CCS, and there's the big dive. Morales with nowhere to go. Great silence as well coming on out from Sylvanas to help secure that. Hashmer with the big knockback. Albatox and Hashmer don't really have anywhere to run, though. Yrel is trying to squeak out the right side here as Vala is taken down. Psychotora is actually going to go and find Yrel here on the right as Johanna is next to go down. Hashmer with the speed. Porky can't quite get the stun. Yrel is moving on back. Big pushback from Hashmer. But ultimately, this is going to be a Yrel run down. Another staggered quad kill here for Can't Censorship as they look to get this next objective. Porky trying to get this capture. There we go. The stun jump is enough. I have never had the opportunity to come on down for that fight. It's just had to stay up there and find that level 16. Now Can't Censorship. They're up a full level. They're going to have the riders, and now they're going to have a boss pushing this bottom lane. See what the split on the defense is like here for Team Draft Gap. This bottom fort is going to be down before the boss even steps foot into range. Porky and Call Me are really stunning, Porky and Pepper, I should say. Stunning out Call Me. Johanna pops the Iron Skin and moves on back to safety. Maiev up in the top lane trying to defend the other boss lane as we see Porky going over the top here looking for Siren. Turns it around onto Hashmer here. As we have a huge stun in the back line. Call Me catching the back as Burden was up front. That is Blaze going down first. Porky still going into the back there. Gets the jump interrupted after popping Avatar. Burden goes down. That's 2 kills on the defense here for Team Draft Gap. Psychotora trying to get Siren. Morales staying alive though. Genji is going to fall. Triple kill on the defense here for Team Draft Gap, but they lose bottom keep. Now they're going to have to defend their core. Top fort is defended. Censorship was going for a risky end there, which in that spot isn't a huge deal. I mean, they give up some comeback experience, which, you know, not great, but honestly, in that spot, looking for an opportunity to just end, I think is a fine call. Just couldn't quite get the kills they were looking for there. Top boss is going to be taken here by Team Draft Gap. It's Censorship grabbing their mid Dole pack. Just grabbing that experience, making sure they're well on their way to level 20. And it's going to be Censorship that are on the back foot here on the top lane. See if they want to take a 320 fight. Looks like they're thinking about a flank here, but now they're coming on over to join this team. Just this boss and a few more waves. Should be level 20. Mid camp is starting to push on up here. We see Maiev in the bottom lane dealing with the catapult minions that are starting to walk it on in. Top boss might take the fort. No. Taken down too fast. The fort still stands. 20s have arrived here for Censorship. They're going to use the opportunity to bully their way through the top lane. Try to get an advantage on the next boss timing. Porky coming around the backside here. Does see Call Me. Gonna get the stun onto Siren. We'll see if anyone... Oh, the jump is interrupted here. Pepper gets a stun onto the front. Urel is going to pop the Sacred Ground and try to hold this space. Genji is put into the containment disc here. Can't dive into that back line. Pops on out of their save. Team Draft Gap successfully disengaged, and they're looking for 20s of their own. Porky will be discovered there. Our next objective phase is up. It's on the top side. Porky doing the scouting here on the bottom side, looking for anyone before that level 20 kicks in. You see that invisible friends online. It's not permanent invisibility anymore. But it is, I believe, 9 seconds of invisibility? Yeah, 9 seconds. We have a big team fight. We're 20 versus 20 here. Call Me, thinking about a stun on here on the front line. Porky into the back, looking for Morales here. Siren is going to be focused. There's a stun coming on out. Polymorph as well, but Morales lives. Psychotora and Porky are low. Siren managing to survive for now. The jump over the top is good, but that's Sylvanas Genji to go down for the price of Morales. Epic player, a little bit low as well as Urel is chasing out Muradin. Blaze next to fall. Team Draft Gap holds on. They're going to stop this objective capture. And that 3-for-1 team fight trade. Porky and Shredded Wind stepping up here onto Albatox. They gotta watch out. Paula's got that movement speed, so Muradin won't be able to chase. Porky just gonna try to halt this aggression a little bit. Vala and Maiev no longer here. Call Me actually taking a lot of damage here. Extra stun from Muradin. There's the Iron Skin. But now Vala is back. Shredded Wind is looking for a way out. Has the wave to blink to. But good job there. And letting the minions recap here, and now Porky can just defend. Won't be any riders coming on through for Team Draft Gap. Teams are starting to come back to full strength. Blaze about to respawn here. Mid camp being cleared away by Psychotora. and Shredded Wind. Genji and Murden coming across, seeing if they can start up the timer. No such luck, though. Sylvanas working on the back camp. Blaze clearing up mid. Death Strikes is finished, which means we have an opportunity for another team fight here. See who gets the advantage. Right now, wave pressure is pretty equal, so neither team can really just, like, wait it out. Got to try to find a way in here. Psychotor trying to create some pressure here in the mid, as that camp will start to cause problems for Team Draft Gap. We see them coming across here. Porky sees the split. Psychotor goes into the back. Is just going to Swift Strike back to safety. Just checking. Just checking. Jump over the top is good. Hashmer has the self-unstoppable to deny the Stormbolt. But now, Hashmer stepping up there, has the Polymorph. Psychotor into the back line, gets Containment Disc. Hashmer being healed up, has the self-unstoppable. Blaze is into the bunker. Sylvanas can't get in time. 1.8 seconds. They've got to try to just spam click this. 1.2. Hashmer is interrupted. And there's the Riders. Pepper may pay for this, though. Blaze goes down. Psychotor going the other way. Shredded Wind is going to help Porky get out of there. Team Draft Gap with another double kill, but not able to spam click to get that channel halted. Now an engage here in the mid. Shredded Wind moving around with Porky. Now the Riders starting to come on through. They're spawning pretty far back here, so there's a chance that the keeps are going to be saved for Team Draft Gap. Mid already taken down. Siren a little bit split here. Porky thinking about it. But without Sylvanas and Blaze, it's tough to get back there. Urel showing on the bottom side. This is a 3v3. You see the jump in. Unstoppable there for Johanna is enough to dissuade any further engage. They're all dealing with the bottom side. Top is going to be cleared away, and the objective is well controlled there by Team Draft Gap. Looks like we're looking at a boss trade to come up next. Both teams just going to go ahead and wait for the core to clear away this last rider. Blaze on the way to the bottom side. Now the boss here for Can't Censorship is going to go straight to core. Top boss is going to be moving into a keep. This wave is already pushed up. So I imagine we're going to see both teams just head on back for defenses. We might see Can't Censorship make an aggressive play. Looks like Porky wants to play aggressive. The core still does have 40 armor. Team Draft Gap are starting to back now. They're going to be here for the defense. Porky just scouting it out. Calmy's going to come across. Steps onto the point here. They're going to fight over the camp. Porky's over the back here looking at Siren. Unkillable comes on out, but there's the stun. Morales is trying to move on back here as there's the extra bounce on the Blessed Shield. Sylvanas manages to survive as Porky's still up in the front there, but has to watch out for that keep. He does get the jump on out. And now the boss is moving towards the core here. Can't Censorship are wrapping around. They've got the keep mid-fort being pressured as well. Big stun coming on out from the boss. Catches one. Core is starting to fall here. Porky is trying to get onto Albatox, pox the Avatar, as Death Strike's being pushed out by Epic Player. Core is still near half. Murden is going to go down. It looks like Can't Censorship are going to be forced to move away again. Not able to find those backline kills, and the core will simply heal back up. Meanwhile, Top Boss pushing in with this wave. Looks like it's going to be taken down before it can kill the keep. Objective is up here, Team Draft Gap. Gonna try to get riders of their own. There's still a lot of structures for those riders to go through. So unless there's a big breakout team fight, we could be in for a little bit of a waiting game. "25 seconds here. Mid is being pressured. Psychotora steps on up. Still 10 seconds on Murden. Can't Censorship, can't really do much about this. Just going to go ahead and poke in on the edge here, Psychotora. Playing fast and loose there with the Swift Strike. Gotta watch out. This is going to be Blue Riders coming on down the lanes here for Team Draft Gap. Burden is close, but not here yet. Orky coming on around. They might be thinking about a flank here. Orky going to try to control this lower vision. Rest of the team not here yet, though. They're just setting up down in the bottom lane. It is going to be the initial focus here for Team Draft Gap. Porky just going to go ahead and bail on out to safety. Bottom lane being pre-cleared by Blaze, and Containment Disc not going to catch Death Strikes. Very, very close there from Epic Player. Bottom is basically cleared away, mid is pushing up onto the keep. Top has a long way to go still. Here comes Pepper and Psychotor. They're going into the back. There's the stubble stun on the front line. Big Unkillable comes on out. The Unkillable is huge, but Maiev still goes down. Big pick here for Can't Censor Ship. Porky trying to jump on through, but is knocked back by Hashmer. But the chase continues. Pepper stun onto the front line. There's Siren trying to throw out those Unkillables, but Call Me is slowed. Call Me is taken down. Albatox is now being chased out by Psychotora. Siren is going to get stunned out of that extra heal. Blaze to catch up. Morales goes down. Psychotora's got to watch out. Oh no, Genji is taken down. Hashmer is going to be polymorphed and removed. It's 4 for 1 here, but Albatox survives. Porky over the top is going to go ahead into the core. Still having enough health. They're going to go ahead and take out this keep and then go ahead and take out this core. Can't Censor Ship. A great surge there onto the front. Find the polymorph, find the extra stuns, and they're going to clean up with that ace. Very nice engage there. Very nice job, honestly, by Team Draft Gap in denying multiple engages of that type throughout the game. Can't Censor Ship relentless. Are going to move towards the core and finish it off. Bunker for style. GG. Good back and forth battle there. Very, very well played, and some very cool Morales play coming on out from Team Draft Gap. They almost had it in the end, but they couldn't quite hold on for one more team fight. Very nicely done by Can't Censor Ship. Let's go over to the post-match. See what the stats can tell us here. Albatox on the Vala, leading the way on that hero damage, 111,000 coming on out there for Team Draft Gap. Death Strikes on the Sylvanas, not quite hitting the 100,000 mark. Very, very close there for Can't Censor Ship. Shredded Wind on 0 deaths that game. Very nice. Take a quick look at the talents as we update the scoreboard here. Get ourselves ready for a game number 2. Alrighty. While we wait for our next lobby, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a short break. When we come on back, it's going to be game number 2. Team Draft Gap versus Can't Censor Ship. Before we drop away, one more ad. Oh, the ads keep on coming. Don't forget that NGS is presenting the North American qualifiers for Heroes International. We just had qualifier number 1 this past weekend. Qualifier number 2 is going to be taking place September 10th and 11th. These are open sign-up tournaments. If you just want to be a part of things, you want to say that you came and competed against the best, head on over to heroesinternational.net. You can also head on over to heroesinternational.net for the GoFundMe page. This is a crowd-funded tournament as well. There's a large prize pool already in there, but your donations can help increase production, can help get more players flown in, and all sorts of support here for the Heroes of the Storm community. We'll be right back after this break. Hey, we're already back. We've got a lobby here for game number 2 of Team Draft Gap versus Can't Censor Ship. They're rip raring and ready to go. So let's take a look at the map select. We are going to Tomb of the Spider Queen here for game number 2 as chosen by Team Draft Gap. See if they can even up this series here. Going to the smallest map in the pool right after we just got done with the largest. Let's get into the draft. Let's get into the draft. While I remember, let's close out the prediction. Boom! We did it! Tomb of the Spider Queen is going to be our next map here. Blaze, the opening ban from Can't Censor Ship. Leaving that Hogger open this time. We'll see if they want to pick that up early here. Junkrat taken away by Team Draft Gap. No Junkrats allowed. Probably not going to see one this series. Probably not going to see one this series. Hogger also banned away here by Can't Censor Ship, wanting to control that bot lane. There's still some solid picks here. You've always got to worry about the gankability of your offlaner here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, because it's so easy once you take down that mid fort to just go down and kill the bot lane. Borky gonna lock up the Johanna here, first pick for Can't Censor Ship. Honestly, not that surprising here on Tomb. Johanna just does so many things well in terms of being the piggy bank, in terms of the wave clear, in terms of just being an overall S tier tank in the current meta. I'd say that's first pickable here on Tomb. Leoric going to be the choice here for Hashmer, and Nazebo coming on through for Epic Player. This is a map where sometimes we see Nazebo come on through. You get a pretty safe double rotate between top and mid. Leoric, one of the bot laners that is harder to gank in a way, can more safely gather those gems and then get away with the Wraith Walk. Once that cooldown's burned, it's pretty easy to take down the old Bone Man. So gotta watch out down there in the bottom lane. Deathstrike's gonna lock up the Tychus, and Shredded Wind goes for the Anduin. Here for Can't Censor Ship, Anduin Johanna. Used to be the terror of the skies, though Johanna doesn't take Falling Sword an awful lot these days. Still, having that life grip, have that leap of faith, is where Anduin brings all the noise these days. And can pull people out of Entomb and Zombie Wall. A missed ban here for Team Draft Cat. The spiciest of bans. No missed bans here for Can't Censor Ship. They're going to go ahead and remove the Varian. See how this draft is going to round out here for Team Draft Gap. Looking at the Johanna, Tychus, Anduin. A little bit of armor, a little bit of blind might be helpful here. Maybe just some ranged mage. Hanzo's mage enough. Siren going to bring us some Stukov. Stukov pairing well with the lockdown of Nazebo and Leoric. Hanzo going to be able to stay well out of range of that Tychus. Here for Team Draft Cap. Last two picks here for Can't Censor Ship. They've got their battery all set. They need that off lane. They need that flex. See if they want to grab some extra melee here, or if they want to grab some extra range. Zeratul Falstad, a pretty cool pair here from Can't Censor Ship. Zeratul, I imagine, will be doing some off-lane business. Falstad adding some extra poke that Tychus can sometimes lack to try to get back there and deal some damage to Hanzo. Call me in the last pick position looking for a tank here, unless they're doing some crazy Leoric main tank, which is not out of the question against a Johanna. But it is going to be Garrosh in the last pick spot here for Call Me. It's a pretty cool comp here from Team Draft Gap, honestly. I like the, I like the throwing people into zombie walls, put the silence underneath. But it's a pretty slippery comp here from Can't Censor Ship. Excuse me. Let's get into the game. Game number 2 on the left in the blue, we've got Team Draft Gap. Siren is on the Stukov. Epic players on Nazebo. Albatox on the Hanzo. Hashmer playing Garrosh. And we've got Call Me on the Leoric. On the right in the red, can't censor ship. Death Strikes on the Stuka, on the... Not the Stukov, that's an infested Terran. That's on Tychus. Porky is on Zeratul. Psychotor is on Falstad. Pepper is on the... Is that Pepper on the Johanna? Pepper's on Johanna. Shredded Wind is on the Anduin. I forgot the prediction again. Prediction, start it up. Start the prediction. There we go. Wave clear battles will commence. Of course, Johanna will reign supreme. Rotations will start up here. We see Zeratul's already headed on down to the bottom lane. Should be pretty easy matchup. Pretty easy going matchup. We'll see how much Zeratul wants to put the pressure on. Ooh, big silence zone there. Shredded Wind gonna have to burn that leap of faith early. This team draft gap showing that they are lethal here in the early going. Looks like we've got some extra range. Thing of the deep here for Nazebo, trying to stay out of that Tychus range if at all possible. Got the Shadow Hunter here for Zeratul. Gathering Storm for Falstad. Already 6 stacks here on the Warbreaker for Garrosh. A few double stuns here in the early going. Back camp is up. We're going to see Can't Censorship go ahead and jump on that. Team Draft Gap staying with their gank on rotation plan. See if Can't Censorship is going to favor that bottom camp as well. Quick throw there onto Zeratul. Porky is able to wormhole back. Ooh, nice scatter, but Zeratul will survive. Not wormhole back, but passive back. Whatever that one where you get to blink back to the last thing you auto-attacked. Wormhole is later. Gonna see the Bruiser camp push in the mid here for Can't Censorship. No response so far in terms of camps from Team Draft Gap. Psychotor gonna work on the edge here versus this Hanzo, but he's got to watch out for that scatter angle. It's pretty good here for Albatox. Mid camp is cleared without too much foofara. Epic player gonna be pressured here. Death Strike stepping on up. This could be a kill. Death Strikes is thrown on in, though, going to be saved by Anduin, and Nazebo does survive. Ashmer looking at Johanna, but the Iron Skin prevents the throw. Some definite aggression in the early going, but no kills so far. Pepper going to be thrown over the top here. Johanna, ooh, gets hit with a big scatter, and there's the silence. First blood goes over to Team Draft Gap. Very nicely done. Probably could be in a spot of trouble here as Leoric Wraith walked on down, is going to lose 21. Ashmer goes ahead and picks those up. 38 in the bank there for Garrosh. A nice chase there from Falstad and Zeratul. To see back camp being worked on here by Team Draft Gap. Going to get some mid pressure of their own as they look to pick up their level 7s. Johanna, of course, a little bit lacking in engage power before level 10. Pepper just trying to use the vision to step out, catch someone. We're going to see Epic player caught, rooted, and not quite saved. The end of the fray, almost enough, but Psychotor's auto attack came on through and found that kill. Porky in the back here. Get some damage onto Hanzo before getting back into lane. Heals on back into mid. Help lead the camp there. Both teams do have enough for their turn in. See who has the opportunity to actually get some space and turn those in. Because that can be a battle in of itself. Hashmer currently sitting on 57 gems. Has a solo turn in here for Team Draft Gap. But it's going to be pretty difficult to execute that Garage before level 10 here for Can't Censor Ship. They need that extra stun. Psychotora looking to drop off 12. Going to be one short if it goes through, and it does not. Hashmer thinking about a turn in here, but Psychotora's got the next interrupt. Looks like no opportunity for Team Draft Gap to turn in here just yet. Level 10's on the horizon, but still a little bit away. Pretty even for both teams. Hashmer trying to drop off again, but Pepper says no way. There was no way. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, though, Tychus and Zeratul able to drop off, and that's going to leave Hashmer waiting for Can't Censor Ship to finish up that objective. Psychotora is caught in the wall here, but the silence is already down. Albatok stepping up, putting some big damage in, and Falstad will fall. Level 10s are now in for both sides. Team Draft Gap, they've got the Haunting Spirit, Warlord's Challenge, and Tomb, Flailing Swipe. Hanzo's still thinking about it. Can't Censor Ship, they've got the Might of the Nerazim, Light Bomb, Blessed Shield, Mighty Gust, and Commandeer Odin. It is ultimately going to be the Dragon Strike here for Hanzo. Looking to make use of all of those long traps as Leoric falls here. Albatok's going to go ahead and grab those 20. Porky on the chase. Could have enough damage here. Albatok's low, and that is going to be 35 on the ground. Siren's trying to come across. Hashmer trying to come across. Siren picks up some. A couple will go down. Now Siren in trouble. Stukov falls, and now 79 gems on Hashmer. After the extended triple kill here, 80 on Hashmer, still very low. As this fort is in trouble, Porky has to be careful here. Is visible underneath this structure. Call Me's back. Now the structure falls. They're looking for Hashmer. They want these gems on the ground. There's the heal. Porky having to move on back. There's Garrosh falling. Dragon Strike comes on out as Call Me picks up 60 of those 80. 20 will go to waste. Meanwhile, on the top side, Death Strikes and Shredded Wind are having a great time just wailing away on this structure. And the structure does fall. So, Call Me, now the one holding all of the cards here for the most part. 63 gems being held by Leoric. 12 more gems to be picked up for Can't Censor Ship before their next turn in, so they're going to have to play defense until then. So Porky's going to try to get some bottom lane pressure with that camp. Call Me's trying to turn in here. No one sees it, though. And Leoric drops off a hole in the net there for Can't Censor Ship, and that is a big drop-off for Team Draft Gap. Thirteens are here for Can't Censor Ship. They're on the defense for this objective. See if they can keep all of their structures by the end of this. Porky on the outside will not be caught in that in 2. Thirteen's still a little bit away here for Team Draft Gap, so they don't really want a full engage if they can help it. Just trying to create some space here for these Web Weavers to deal that siege damage. Or you can go ahead and blink on back to safety. As the Web Weavers are taken down. Mid wall still fine, top wall still fine, bot wall mostly still fine. Can't Censor Ship in a great spot. They've got enough for their next turn in if everyone turns in. Back Bruiser Camp is going to be the focus here for Team Draft Gap. Gazebo and Garrosh thinking about the next interrupt here. Ashwer can't really step in. Pepper does have enough. Epic player says, no way. No way. mid lane pressure here for Team Draft Cap. We've got a collapse here on the bottom lane. Leoric is actually going to go down to the Falstad Zeratul. Really picking on that bottom lane now that the structure has fallen. Johanna trying to drop off that 27. 28 in the bank is actually one short here. Porky's got the one. And we're going to see Can't Censorship with another Webweaver wave. They've already got 2 forts down. Looks like mid is going to be the focus here. Unless they can find some picks, we're likely not going to see a keep go down, but having the lanes pushed up could be a boss opportunity with what will soon be level 16 advantage. Epic player sitting on 27. Blessed Shield was used, but the Ice Block denied it. Dragon Strike comes on out to try to split any further engage. Team Draft Gap trying to defend this mid, but mid will definitely be going down. Porky looking for Call Me here on the bottom side. Leoric gonna get on out of trouble. Odin popped by Death Strikes to try to siege down this wall. Hashmer is gonna force Tychus to move on back for a moment. Still a decent amount of health on these Web Weavers as they look to push up onto these walls. Bottom lane mostly down. Porky gonna go ahead and help finish this off with the help of Psychotora. Top lane makes it to the wall, but Nazebo should take that down no problem. Porky blinking on back to safety. They're both going to be put into the Entomb. Big gust from Psychotora. Porky, unfortunately, blinks to someone who got gusted away. And Zeratul will fall. Falstad down as well, but they trade out for Garrosh. Now Pepper on the run here. There's the Iron Skin. A Siren's on the chase, but no further chase to be had from Team Draft Gap. They've saved their keeps. Bottom is a little bit bruised, but no constant catapults just yet. They're now just a level behind. Bottom siege camp is going to go over to Can't Censorship. No play onto the top boss just yet. Team Draft Gap, they're going to push up this top lane just so they have some vision. Like potential opportunity there. They do have enough for another turn-in. Majority are sitting on Nazebo. Call Me and Albatox have a fair amount on hand as well. Still quite a ways till the next red Webweaver turn-in here for Can't Censorship. Alright, we're going to keep an eye on this. Blessed Shield comes on out. They're going to look for this kill. Ice Block is going to save from the further engage. Dragon Strike is going to force Death Strikes to move on back. Nice Ice Block usage there from Epic player. We're going to see the Iron Skin forced out from Johanna. Ashmer moving on back there. Just trading out the cooldowns. Just getting those defensives on CD. Pepper going to further engage here. Porky on the edge is going to force the Flailing Swipes con out. There's the Light Bomb call on to 3. That is Hanzo to go down first. Siren being chased out as well. Stukov falls. Unstoppable for Garrosh will not be enough. Triple kill here for Can't Censorship, and they want more. Epic player goes down. Call Me is going to go ahead and pick up those gems, but Leo's the only remaining one. Is going to be stunned, is going to be targeted. The ace is in for Can't Censorship. They waste all of the gems, and they may have a chance to go core here with this mid pressure. Mid keep goes down. They've still got a shred of a camp here to step into core range, and they're going to go for the win. Very nice end there from Can't Censorship. They take advantage of a level advantage, snowball it to a victory. They are up 2-0 in this series. Well played, GG. Very nicely done. CCS is going to go up 2-0 over Team Draft Gap here. What can I say? Played the comp very well. The lethality was pretty well denied. Falstad and Zeratul stayed out of range of Garrosh most of that game. They found their picks on the edges. Played the map great. Let's go over to post-match. See what the stats can tell us here. Albatox on the Hanzo, top hero damage for Team Draft Gap, nearly 42,000 coming on out there. Porky on the Zeratul, leading the way on hero damage for Can't Censor Ship, over 44,000. Not something you normally see out of Zeratools in a game that short, but did some great work there in the off lane, getting those Leoric kills. Great work there from CCS. Take a quick look at the talents, and it looks like our next lobby is all set to go. Quick talents. The quickest talents you ever saw. All right. Update the scoreboard. Get our next map all going here. Chosen by Team Draft Gap again. Okay. Well, we've got a quick moment here. We don't have time for a break, but we do have time for an ad. As a reminder, Storm Division Season 5 has a prize pool is supported by you. Head on over to matcherino.com/T/StormDivisionS5 if you want to contribute to the 100% crowdfunded prize pool here for Storm Division. You can see the breakdown there on who gets what. And also, we're doing a giveaway. If you contribute a minimum of $5, you'll be entered to win a draw for an NGS coffee mug. For a minimum $10 donation, you'll be entered into a draw to win a NGS mousepad. For a minimum $15 donation, you'll be entered into a draw to win an NGS t-shirt. And as a reminder, if you donate $15, you're not just entered into the t-shirt draw, you're entered into all the draws. Same with the 10. If you do the 10, you're in for the mousepad and you're in for the mug. So you got a couple extra bucks to head on over there. Throw it towards some excellent Heroes of the Storm players who are out here grinding, doing their best. You love to see it. You love to see it. Let's go over to Map Select. Let's go over to Map Select to show that we are going to Battlefield of Eternity here for our game number 3. Players are in, they're itching and ready to go. Once again chosen here by Team Draft Gap. Let's close out the prediction, because we always forget. Because we always forget. All right, it's started. Let's go to draft. All right, it looks like we have players on the correct teams. Looks like players are on the correct teams. You love to see it. It's truly amazing. We are in for game number 3 here. Battlefield of Eternity, big brawling map. We've seen some big brawl in there in game number 1. We'll see if it continues, as this series has been pretty close game to game. Game number 2 was a little bit more of a rout. Game 1, very, very close. See if Team Draft Gap can bring the noise and bring the win here in game 3. Can't Censor Ship. I want to see if they ban out Hanzo and then take Hogger. Or ban Blaze, take Hogger. Because you want to you can't. There's a couple heroes you want to control. You're gonna see the Blaze ban. You kind of want to control Hogger Blaze, but you also kind of want to control Hanzo here on Battlefield of Eternity. So I'm interested to see what the ban is here from Team Draft Gap. If they just ban neither and go for the trade on those, you're going to see the Stitches ban once again. So I imagine this is a trade of Hogger for Hanzo. We'll see what Can't Censor Ship is thinking here for this first pick. I'm picking Hogger, but you know, Hanzo's also hard to pass up. They're going to go for the Hanzo. Psychotora locking that in here for Can't Censor Ship. Next 2 picks over to Team Draft Gap. If my theory crafting is correct, they take the Hogger here. See what else they want to lock up before the mid-ban. Maybe a Johanna. It's been heavily contested. Huh. Going for the Anduin Rainer. Early Rainer here from Hashmer. Anduin has been making his impact on the series known. Siren grabbing that one. Anduin Rainer. Okay. Okay. Rainer's not an unknown hero to be played here for Team Draft Gap. It's come up in the past. We're going to see Yrel Uther here for Can't Censor Ship, possibly setting up for that Uther tank. Hanzo, Yrel, Uther. A lot of stun potential there. A lot of knockaround potential there as well with the Yrel. Team Draft Gap considering their mid band here. They're going to get rid of that Genji, because Genji with a D shield is the most annoying. Can't Censor Ship, going to get rid of the Muradin. Because Muradin is hard to kill. I don't know. Guess they're not so worried about a Johanna, they're more worried about a mobile tank like Muradin. We'll see what Team Draft Gap wants to do with this Anduin Rainer. Thing with Rainer is you've got to play around his lack of mobility. He's got that pushback, he's got the heal to, you know, prevent a little bit of a dive, but can't really chase, can't really run away. Going to see Lunara Thrall here. Epic player going for the Thrall. Albatox on Lunara. Every time I see a Thrall instead of an Artanis, I just die a little more inside. Somebody please see the light. Get that Thrall out of here. Stick that Artanis in there. Now I know what you're thinking. Crush, there's no CC at all if you do that. And I say to you, whatever, man. And Taro Adun. Porky gonna go for the Artanis. Yes! Deathstrike's gonna be on the Cassius. We've got an Uther solo heal. We've got a double bruiser kind of set up here with Yrel Artanis. Got a double ranged with Hanzo Cassia. Big time poke damage. Extra blinds there for Thrall and Rainer. Very focused composition here. Can't Censor Ship going for full counter mode. And Call Me's gonna break out the Arthas. It's time for the comforts. It's time for what these teams are known for. Arthas Rainer draft here for Team Draft Gap. My boy Artanis. Can't Censor Ship. Thank you, Porky. I appreciate you, Porky. I know he did it for me. Awesome. And here we are. It's game 3, just like I said. On the left from the blue, it's Team Draft Gap. Siren on the Anduin. Albatox playing Lunara. Hashmer's on the Arthas. We've got Epic Player on Rainer. And we've got Call Me on the Thrall. On the right in the red, Can't Censor Ship. Porky is on Artanis. Shredded Wind on the Uther. Death Strikes on Cassia. Psychotaurus playing Hanzo. We've got Pepper on the Yrel. Here we go. Game number 3 is underway. Exciting, exciting stuff. We've got quests galore here. We've got the W quest here. Wave of Light for Uther. Scatter quest here for Hanzo. Thunderstroke, Lightning Fury quest here for Cassia. We've got Frost Presence for Arthas. Stacks all around, stacks to be found. See, comes out ahead. Stack token. Notably, no stacks for Artanis, because stacking as Artanis is bad news. Gigantic swap is going to be first blood onto Rainer. The perfect start for Porky. Very nice kill. The stun in tower range. Even Anduin couldn't save that. A little bit of a flank up into the top lane here. Albatox is going to help out Call Me. Push Pepper behind the wall there as our north and south camps are going to spawn. See Artanis and Hanzo just going to break off here. Rainer is back, but there's not a lot that Team Draft Gap can do about this bottom lane pressure just yet. With Thrall and Lunara up in that top lane, they're going to go ahead and get this started. Pepper is going to see it, but there's not going to be enough of a rotation or a timely enough rotation from Can't Censorship to do much about it. Still, Pepper going to jump onto the point here, gets the double knockback, and it's contested. And it's contested. Is he going to get another one? Oh, just TRL things. Now does Pepper get away? Gonna jump over the wall here. Ashmer's gonna come on up and secure the kill. Still, double camp comes on out. Big swap onto the bottom lane. Epic player is gonna get away this time. I was like, there's no way URL's gonna go to that top camp. Oop, over the top. Almost got it in a single swing, but then stuck around for a second swing. What a gamer. What a gamer supreme. Artanis gonna come on up here. Just try to push back the pressure here from Call Me and Alpatox. The 2-minute 30 bell is calling, so these teams gonna go ahead and get their Shaman camp started in preparation for our first Immortal phase. Call Me and Alpatox still wanting to possibly stress the resources of Pepper here. Looks like we got a rotation. It is spotted there by the Wisp. Porky. It's going to be rooted. We're going to see if there's a swap attempt. Ooh, the double... That's the thing at this level. That's the thing when, you know, and they know, and you know that they know that you know. So you're doing these sort of coin flip swaps where you think they're going to dodge. Epic player going to be swapped once again. Save comes on through from Siren. Rainer will not be executed this day. Ashford trying to get away here on the low side as the race commences onto these Immortals. Pretty even.
Enough. I seek better ground.
Slightly ahead here is Team Draft Gap. Stepping up with the defense here is Hashmer and crew. Rainer going to go ahead and work on this backside. Porky looking for a swap onto the back. Is going to push back Siren for now. Epic player doing a good job of putting a clock on this objective here for Team Draft Gap. Porky going to be rooted and stunned in range here. Looking for another swap. Call Me is going to be caught, stunned, and removed. The objective is claimed here by Team Draft Gap nonetheless. We'll head on up to the top lane. That is one thing that this draft from Team Draft Gap is going to be very good at doing. Between Lunara, Rainer, and Thrall, extremely quick PvE damage on that single target. Though Hanzo and Artanis no slouch either. Portal is very quickly taken down here by Can't Censorship. Call Me gets the big root. 3 stacks on that level 4 quest. Needing 6 gets to finish that one off. 6 hits without missing, mind you. Put up a scrap over this top camp. Urella's coming on up here as well. Call Me thinking about a flank. Throws out the Feral Spirit. Death Strike's taking some hits here. Porky's going to stand on the point. Ashmer does not contest. Looking for a swap. Oh, almost hits Call Me there. Now Ashmer turns it around. Death Strike's trying to move away. Siren with a nice root. But no follow-up damage to be found, as Lunara is chasing a goat. As Dryads are often known to do. Porky wants to swap there. Alpatox with a nice dodge. So now we've got some top lane pressure. Meanwhile, on the bottom side here, Thrall still working on Urel. Epic player grabs a camp, and they're going to push up into the bottom lane here. Can't Censorship. They're not getting a whole lot done, so they're going to have to break off and deal with that bottom lane pressure. Cassia caught there by Hashmer. The Shredded Wind making sure. No problems whatsoever. Gank potential here. Psychotor looking for Epic player. Swap comes on out from Artanis as Epic player trying to move it on back. Does not get the hit onto Artanis. But Artanis does not have any extra movement speed. Has the charge there. Less than 30 health, and Epic player survives. Mortals are spawning in here. They burn down so quickly that the Shaman camps aren't even up yet. Hashmer will be spotted. Porky laying on the damage. So this could be it for Hashmer. Gets the extra self-heal. Siren in range, though, is going to get the pull. Hashmer saved. Thrall and Yrel continue to battle in the bottom lane here. You see Team Draft Gap focusing on their Shaman camp, giving up a lot of damage on this Immortal. Artana's forced to back off, looking for a swap, kind of a double unstoppable situation there. Can't Censorship does not trigger halftime, instead they back off here. Try to deal with this extra lane pressure. 10s are in for Team Draft Gap. We've got the Army of the Dead here for Arthas, Hyperion, Leaping Strike, Earthquake. Anduin's still considering. Call me in trouble here on the bottom side as Pepper had some help. Thrall is going to go down. 10s have arrived for Can't Censorship. We've got the Dragon Arrow, Suppression Pulse, Divine Shield, Ball Lightning, and Ardent Defender. Anduin's still thinking. Oh, wow, Hanzo taken down here in the mid. Counterkill for Team Draft Gap. Light Bomb lands. Going to be quickly cleansed, though. Death Strikes continues to move on back. D-Shield coming on out is going to keep Cassie alive. Big swap onto Siren as Pepper. Putting out... Excuse me. Pepper, in my throat apparently, putting out some extra damage. That's another kill here for Team Draft Gap as they step up onto this objective. Excuse me. Cassia about to be back here. Immortal phase goes into halftime before going into aggressive positions. Can't Censorship just going to try to peel as much shielding off of this Immortal as possible. Race so quick. Side of Team Draft Gap. That was actually very, very close. Only 1,400 health. Separating.
Victory through righteousness.
Another move to the top lane. See how much this objective does. Shielding already going to be taken down there. Team Draft Gap once again sending 2 to the bottom lane versus Yrel, trying to get the last bit of that fort down. Top fort will be saved. Bottom fort taking some pressure as the Hyperion comes on out. That is going to be bottom fort going down. Top camp once again going to be the focus here for Can't Censorship. Looking for another swap. Not going to find it there onto Albatox. Top camp goes over to Can't Censorship. Yrel coming on up on the flank. Could be finding a kill here. Jump is good onto Albatox. There's the stun in the mid. Porky wants a swap. Stun arrow comes on out. But Siren once again has that save. Showing why Anduin is such a priority for these teams. Meanwhile, Epic player getting the camp out, pushing out that bottom lane versus Yrel. Can't Censorship is going to get their Shaman camp out while they can, try to find their level 13s to be on even team fight footing versus Team Draft Gap here. Porky wants a swap. Almost gets Epic player there. Nipping the heels of Raynor. Ashmer waiting here on the edge. Looking for a juicy target. Will be discovered there, though, by Psychotora. Next objective is coming on up here. We're even talent tiers on 13. So we'll see what the next team fight looks like here in the mid. Both teams just jockeying for position, jockeying for vision. Of course, that Sentinel Wisp, a big deal here. As we are in racing positions once again.
I must find another way.
Very slightly ahead here. Porky wants a swap. CCS a little bit ahead. We are in defensive positions now. See if Can't Censorship can very quickly take this out. Pepper finds the stun on the edge. Triple root coming on out from Hashmer. Extra stun is good onto Uther, and Uther had no chance. Extra blind is in from Porky as the Dragon Arrow hit as well, but now Can't Censorship is on the run. Porky trying to move it on back here. Uther, or Arthas, is just keeping everybody slowed. That's Cassia next to fall. Porky with nowhere to go. Triple kill for Team Draft Gap, and they're going to move up and finish off this objective. Arthas showing that value. So difficult to run away from that constant aura of slow that Arthas brings. Root is good onto Pepper, but the Hand of Freedom gets Urelda back to safety. Stun is good there. Pepper gotta watch out. Gonna force out a cleanse. Pepper very low there. Objective's gonna be moving into the top lane. Team Draft Gap evades another swap attempt from Porky. 16-14 for Team Draft Gap. Got the Talontier advantage, remaining split. It's another swap attempt, not gonna land. Cassia dealing with the top lane pressure, but Arthas is heading on up there to support the objective. Swap is good onto Call Me. Thrall trying to move away. Suppression Pulse lands onto 4. No further chase to be had. Objective dealing a little bit of damage to the keep, but not a ton. Actually going to take it right down to half. Got a few extra swings in there.
Thus ends my assault on Hell.
Sentinel Wisp will scout out this rotation to the top lane. Arthas getting back to safety. Rest of the team for Team Draft Gap grabbing another camp in the bottom lane. Team Draft Gap is actually surging forward here. Might be able to find themselves an extra structure. Epic Player is just going to go all in with the Hyperion. Albatok stepping up as well, trying to pick up a quick keep. Dragon Arrow comes on out, is going to land onto 2. Porky wants a swap, is going to get it onto Albatok's. Light Bomb not going to land there. Actually does end up landing after the Leaping Strike onto Pepper. Hardened Defender is going to heal Urel back up. D-Shield is good onto the Artanis, but everyone's staying alive here. Urel is going to be the first to go down. Porky trying to get away here, but is going to be rooted and removed. 2 kills for Team Draft Gap. That is going to be the end of this keep. Are they going to press on forward? They've got a camp here. Wave is on the way. They've got 20 seconds. They're going to give it a go. They're going to put some pressure onto the core. Oh, Psychotor has caught Hashmer with the root there. Now with the 5-on-2, they're going to put full attention onto the core here. Team Draft Gap. An excellent comp here for Battlefield of Eternity. Pull one out, and they will not be swept in this series. Taking game number 3. GG. Very well played. Team Draft Gap go to their comforts. They go to the play style that they do well in. Play in the map. They're on Battlefield of Eternity. They take one off of Can't Censorship. Let's get on over to the post-match. See what the stats can tell us here. Albatok's on the Lunara, top hero damage nearly 43,000. Coming on out for Team Draft Gap. Death Strikes on the Cassia, almost 41,000 for Can't Censorship. 9-3 in kills there. Surprisingly low kills for Battlefield of Eternity, but you saw that style from TDG. Taking those split pushes using the siege advantage that they had in that draft. Take a look at the talents here. Let's update the scoreboard. Get ourselves ready for a game number 4. All right. Alrighty, welcome back. We are setting up here for game number 4 of Team Draft Gap versus Can't Censorship. TDG avoiding the sweep there with the victory in game number 3. See if they can keep the trend going here in game number 4. Players are in the lobby, getting ready for our next one. We're gonna do another ad. I'm gonna keep reminding you. Heroes International North American qualifiers as presented by the Nexus Gaming Series. Qualifier number 2 coming at you September 10th and 11th. Make sure, don't forget to sign up. Don't forget to be a part of it, and don't forget to catch some excellent broadcasts that weekend as well. We are going to Towers of Doom here for game number 4, this time chosen by Can't Censorship. Let's go to the draft. Team Draft Cap sticking with that Stitches ban. They don't want to see it. They don't want to hear about it. No hooks today. Can't Censorship will take the honorary Junkrat ban, such as it is. Towers of Doom, you got to be worried about your Genjis and your Zeratools as well. See if there's any control onto those heroes going down the stretch. Imagine Lucio is a high priority ban here as well. See what Team Draft Gap doesn't want to face. Gonna be a global ban. Falstad taken off the board here. And Brightwing. Okay, so some global control here. Surprising to see Lucio available. This Towers of Doom is probably one of Lucio's best maps because of just how creative he can be with the wall riding around the objective areas and between lanes. We'll see what Team Draft Cap wants to do with first pick. It's their first pick all night. Call Me's going to lock in the Blaze. Can't Censorship. See if they want to respond with the Hogger, if they've got other things they want to prioritize here. So if they don't take Hogger now, I've got to imagine it's mid-band here by Team Draft Cap. Though they could play around that and try for something spicy. Shredded Wind is going to go ahead and lock up that Lucio, and Psychotor is going for the Vala. Interesting. Interesting. Now the Super Chad move, your Team Draft Cap, is to take the Hogger now. What is a domination? So the domination category doesn't mean anything in Storm Division. It's a category for the amateur divisions. What they do is if they get a clean sweep victory in the best of 3, they get an extra point. It's called a domination point. But in Storm Division, there are no domination points. It's just you get 1 point for a match win and 0 points for a match loss. And if at the end you're tied on match wins, they go to map record to do tiebreakers. But due to website limitations, we can't eliminate the column, so it just sits there being a bunch of zeros. Tyrande Hanzo. Going to be the picks here from Team Draft Gap, going for a little bit of snipage, a little bit of range stun to help follow up or set up the Blaze. Varian going to be the band here from Can't Censorship, definitely a strong pairing with the Tyrande. See if it is going to be a Hogger ban here, or maybe like an Uther ban, yeah. So tipping the Vala hand early does evoke an Uther ban here from Team Draft Gap. We'll see what Can't Censorship does with that extra hero pick. It will allow them to grab up that Hogger, and Porky will play the Muradin and try to get back there and mess up that Tyrande. Last 2 picks here for Team Draft Gap. See what they want to try to set up this Tyrande with. Johanna wouldn't be too bad. Zarya Thrall. Team Draft Gap going for a very interesting setup here. I don't know if this is a traditional Blaze double soak and then that's their 4. It could be. Or it could be they're trying for like a 1-1-3 here. But a double support Thrall Hanzo is a very interesting notion here from Team Draft Gap. I'm interested to see how they try to execute this. Death Strikes on the last pick. We see the Mephisto very often picked into a double support type of setup, just to throw that extra damage around. Okay. Team Draft Gap coming at you sideways with this one. We'll see if they can. We'll see if they can pull it off again here in game number 4. Here we go. It's game number 4. On the left in the blue, Team Draft Gap. Ashmer is on the Zarya. Albatox is playing Hanzo. Epic Players on the Thrall. Siren on the Tyrande. And we've got Call Me on the Blaze. On the right in the red, Can't Censor Ship. Shredded Wind is on the Lucio. Pepper playing Augur. Death Strikes is on the Vala, Psychotora is on Mephisto, and Porky is playing Murd.
3, 2, 1.
Let's do it. Game number 4. Here comes the owl. Oh, and Pepper is caught. Pepper, you have been caught by the Owl of Justice. Quick stun in the mid here. Hashmer taking a hit. Tyrande going to go ahead and peel with that Lunar Flare. Quick stun in the mid there from Call Me. Going to be knocked back there by the Lucio boop. As it looks like the mid clear does go over to Can't Censorship. Checking in on our quests. We've got the Particle Grenade quest here for Zarya. Scatter for Hanzo. Lunar Flare for the Tyrande. New Habits for Blaze. And Vala's going auto attack. Albatox is going to have to use the natural agility to go ahead and go over that wall, as Death Strikes was looking for first blood. Mark Zombie with the Prime. Thank you so much for the 5 months here, Mark. Enjoy your emotes. Thank you so much for supporting the Nexus Gaming Series. And welcome, pal. Nice founder badge you got there. Camps are up. We're going to see Can't Censorship go ahead and start that one up on the right. Porky preventing Camp from starting here on the left. We'll see if they want to do some kind of invade here. We're going to see a rotation up to mid here as Epic Player is going to be slowed. Burden over the top. Finds the extra stun. Lucio with the knockback. They're all trying to move it on back here, but the damage is just not quite there. Siren with the extra heal, and Augur is actually going to be the one to go down. Team Draft Gap picking up the kill. Epic Player stepping on out once again is going to find some extra healing there. As Death Strikes moves on forward. Big stun out from Murden. Epic Player barely escapes again. I think I saw an 18 on that health bar. Goodness gracious me. Can't Censorship, can't buy a break here. Could buy a break with some Sappers though. Sappers will connect. Left side Sapper camp still not been started, as the brawling has been intense and ongoing. Call Me gets out of trouble there in the mid as Porky's aggression continues on the Murden. Thrall and Tyrande gonna go ahead and start up the camp, and Porky's right there. They see it. They want it. Murden will be discovered there by the Sentinel. Camp has moved over to the left. Murden's still thinking about it. Hanzo does get the scout. Vala just dealing with the bottom lane for now. Psychotora in range. It doesn't look like Can't Censorship is too interested in moving on in there and getting that steal. Owl was used to scout, so will not be able to interrupt here on the bottom side. Hanzo's got the left here. Pepper is a little bit late channeling on the right. We'll see if we get an interrupt. No. Sonic Arrow is a moment too late, so 2 for 1 here for Can't Censorship. Big root there from Epic Player. 2 stacks on that Feral Wolf quest. Shredded Wind stepping on up. Nice bubbles there from Hashmer, keeping Epic Player safe. Psychotora stepping on forward. Once again putting Thrall low. The Skull Missile not quite getting the kill once again. These teams are even on level 7. Call Me pushing up the top lane here. Augur's got the response after pushing up the mid. Can't Censorship going to be on time with their next sapper camp here on the right. Left side sapper camp still over a minute before it even becomes available here. Usually those two camps are pretty well timed together, but no such luck here. Game number 4. Oh my gosh, a giant root combo. Epic player finishes that quest in a single cast, staying alive just barely and will not survive this time. Porky jumps out to safety. That's the first kill for Can't Censorship in this one. Augur putting some work in on Blaze there in mid lane. This bottom wall is taken down by Can't Censorship. Psychotora just splitting that damage amongst multiple members. Next altar, single altar, spawning between mid and bot. Can't Censorship slightly ahead in experience here. Will not have level 10 for this fight. Epic player has the first interrupt before having to walk away. Porky jumps on forward, finds the stun, but Fisto a little bit caught out here. Psychotora having to take the long way, but still, the move down from Augur will secure the kill. Epic player falls. Double stun, Lunar Flare. Albatox almost gets the kill onto Death Strikes. The Siren is just lethal with these Lunar Flares so far. Can't Censorship realize that there's 1,000 interrupt tools on Team Draft Gap between Hanzo and Zarya and Tyrande. See if the next one is going to come on through. Owl gets the interrupt. Blaze gets the interrupt on the top side. Call me an Epic player being chased out there. Paula going to give it another try here on the right as level 10s are achieved. I Can't Censorship. Here comes the Owl. Shredded Wind with the intercept. That is 4 more shots onto the core. Avatar, Shockwave, Durance of Hate, High Five, and Reign of Vengeance will be the choices here for Can't Censorship on the heroic side. Team Draft Gap, they've got the Sunder, Expulsion Zone, Dragon Arrow, Starfall, and Bunker, as the camp is stolen here by CCS. Paula stepping up here. Going to be actually rooted by Thrall. Death Strike's taken down to half. Is going to be forced to put out that Reign of Vengeance to escape. Quick stun onto the front line, but the solo damage of Vala not there. Oh, big rip there. Nice cleanses, though. Still Murden going to fall. Vala actually falls on the top side as well. Shredded Wind trying to get Psychotora out of there. And Mephisto, notoriously poor at escaping, is going to fall. That is a triple kill here for Team Draft Gap. Now they're looking at this camp steal here on the right. Should be no problem there. And that will get them right back into contention with this experienced lead. Single altar phase coming on up next. As Pepper pushes in the top lane versus Call Me. Fisto back on the map here, grabbing a little bit of that mid experience before coming on down for the next altar. Murden just going ahead and getting those dwarf block stacks online. And we've got the spawn. Ashmer stepping up way into the back. There's the Sunder going to catch one. Extra stuns, and Vala, no chance to move, will fall. Ashmer going for the channel here on the right. Pepper trying to get in range here. Shockwave will not connect. Porky has the first interrupt. But without Vala, there's only so long that they can keep this fight up. Psychotora has the next one. Skull Missile gets the interrupt. Porky getting over the wall there, and I think that's going to be the last interrupt here from Can't Censorship. Ashmer gets the channel.
Like all the others.
The stun train very much on point here for Team Draft Gap. Very nice execution. Team's now in for both sides. Right now, Can't Censorship are thinking about a camp invade. Siren is going to spot it. Epic player thinking about a big flank here, but Porky's over the top, and it's a counter gank. Expulsion zone, will it be enough? Sunder comes on out, but Thrall still goes down. Great reaction there from Can't Censor Ship. Durance of Fate into the gap. He is going to find one. Extra stun from the rain. Albatox is being kept alive there by the Starfall. Hanzo still goes down as Porky pops the Avatar. Now we got a stun here onto Tyrande. Siren healthy enough to move away, and the camp is stolen after that double kill from Can't Censor Ship. What a play over the wall there. They knew the flank was coming. They baited on the camp and Murden right over the top. Now bottom lane control goes over to CCS. Double altar phase coming on up on the top lane next. We're going to see the red team peel on out. Going to try to create some split pressure here with this sapper camp on the bottom lane. So if the fight goes long, I'd at least get 3 shots in. There's the stun from Call Me. Siren not going to be able to follow up. Oh, there's a Sunder onto Shredded Wind, but has the high 5 mobility to move away. Porky stun on 2 onto the back. Durance of Fate is going to land there onto Thrall as the Expulsion Zone, keeping Death Strikes away. Dragon Arrow short range onto Psychotora. Epic player trying to get away. So many low. There goes Hanzo. Hashmer is going to get caught and removed as well. Porky trying to chase the last 2 on out of here. Call Me and Siren pushed away here. This is going to be 5 shots, 10 shots, and 3 more for Can't Censor Ship. They're going to be creating for even more shots here. As Porky and Shredded Wind into the back. Death Strike's trying to get this kill. Blaze goes down. Vala's got to watch out. No, Vala falls. So many low. Siren is going to ultimately be chased down, though. Last member to fall. So the Sappers cross the bottom line. We're going to see 1 extra shot here on the right, unless they're just going to go for a 6 cap now. This seems a little bit greedy. They've got some time here before Tyrande's back. Blaze is going to be up soon. Yeah, Lucio's going to peel off and just get these shots. 6 more shots into the core, going to reduce the core health of Team Draft Cap down to 14. And we aren't even at the triple altar phase. That should be the next one. Porky over the top here looking for Epic player. Finds the stun, but there's the cleanse. Durance of Fate comes on out. Gonna put Thrall back down to half.
I have opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
Blaze trying to deal with top lane here, but not exactly known for that single target siege damage. Another camp steal here for Can't Censor Ship. This bottom keep is ailing, but still alive. Porky looking for a way to find another pick. Want to go mid. Murden waiting to go over the wall here. Epic player gets the vision. This is going to be mid to go down. Bottom will be reconverted. But retaining their map pressure advantage is Can't Censor Ship. Porky trying to go over the top here. Can't quite get the stun as the minions were in the way. Top is pretty close to going down here. Psychotora is going to push back Team Draft Cap, though. Augur dealing with the bottom lane as our next triple altar phase is coming up next. If Team Draft Cap aren't careful, they could lose right here. Durance of Fate comes on out. Not going to land, though. Sunder was used. Top stays with a sliver of health. Augur's trying to push up the bottom lane. Next altars are activating. Team Draft Cap. They're in a pretty tough spot here. We'll see what they can contest. Zarya headed on down to make sure Augur doesn't have a free channel there. Tyrande's got the left interrupt, but Lucio's got the right channel. It's going to be 5 shots in. Dragon Arrow comes on out. There's the cleanses, though, from Shredded Wind. Call Me Low is able to get into the bunker. Moves on in with the stun, is very, very low. Be trying to be held up, but Blaze goes down. Siren in trouble. That's Tyrande to fall. Epic player caught in the mix. That is 3 down. 2 more channels, and that will be it. Hashmer trying to get away here from Augur. Will do so. Hanzo not going to be able to get that interrupt. Zarya with no health, no support. Only 4 core health left. That is going to be it. No Dragon Arrow or anything. Psychotora's got the channel. Lucio actually goes down there in the mid. That will be game. Can't censorship. Hang on. And are going to get the series win. 3-1. GG. Very, very nicely played there from Can't Censorship. Team Draft Cap, it looked like they were finding a way back into the game. They found some big team fight victories. They found some kills there in the bottom lane, but ultimately the surge through from CCS too strong, able to get past all of the interrupts and take game number 3. Very, very nicely played. Let's go to post-match. Albatox on the Hanzo. 46,000 hero damage there for the side of Team Draft Cap. Psychotor on the Mephisto, 50.5. Very nicely done. Looks like we are going to get an interview with CCS, so let's throw up those talents. Let's see if we can get ourselves a quick convo. Update the scoreboard. There we go. All right. Going to lobby 3. All right, Porky. Welcome to the show. Congratulations on the win.
Hello.
Shredded Wind, welcome as well.
What's up?
Solid win today. Very nicely done. How you feeling as we come to pretty much the halfway mark in the season?
It's already halfway through the season?
Well, we got 7 weeks of regular season. This is week number 4.
Wait, this is... Holy shit.
It's a long playoffs, but we're about halfway through the regular season.
Yeah, I guess we're feeling pretty good. We've only dropped 1 series, and that was to 30K, so feeling
Definitely
pretty
a
good
spot
about that.
In, yeah.
What that does mean though is we got our hard matches still to come.
I guess, well, we have ACA and Fun Sappers, and then one of the other, like, bottom 4 teams, right?
Caffeinated nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, AC and Fun Sappers have been looking pretty good, but you were looking pretty good today. Tell me about what it's like to draft against Team Draft Cap. Like, they come out with some pretty interesting stuff. We saw some offbeat things this series. Do you have to stay on your toes from a draft perspective, or do you just sort of figure it out as you're playing on the map?
I mean, I just go by what they pick. I take it one step at a time. Like, I'm not really too worried about, oh, they'll do this particular strat. I mean, I'll just draft, like, what I think is good at the time.
Okay. There was definitely some pivoting we saw in those drafts, like big time dive when you saw that Morales come on out, Fisto in the last game in the response to the double heals. Yeah, I mean it's cool to see the draft strategy on both sides not be as rigid as some people tend to see in some of the higher level play, or at least what we used to see sometimes in CCL. So it's interesting to watch. Do you feel like you have that freedom to have those counter picks in these sort of situations? Or are there picks that you just can't avoid when it comes down to some of these drafts?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely room for counterplay. I think our team has a pretty deep... I know Saika has a really deep hero pool, so I'm comfortable on putting him in a lot of heroes, and Saika's usually the one that's playing, like, the counter heroes. Like, he'll play the Genji into Medic, he'll play the Mephisto. So that's where you're seeing most of those counter picks come from. And some of those niche heroes that not a lot of teams play as well.
Okay. Psychotor definitely played a lot of different... Was it 4 different heroes today? I don't think there were any repeats for him.
You played Genji, Falstad, Hanzo, Mephisto.
Yeah. Not something you always get to do is play a different hero every time. So it's cool to be able to see that.
As a drafter, I try and get my team a variety of heroes, unless you're playing offlane or support. Unfortunately, those heroes are pretty set in stone.
Yeah. What do you think about the state of Anduin right now? He's kind of moved up in priority. It just seems like it's hard to deny the power of that leap of faith. Is there a way to draft without Anduin in mind, or is it just something that's always at the top of your mind when you're thinking about just supports?
Anduin is definitely in the top 4 healers right now. I think that's obviously like Lucio and Brightwing are obviously us, and then it's Rhaegar, Anduin. Rhaegar and Anduin are really the only other healers you can pick before the second ban phase. So that's why you're seeing a lot of like Anduin and Rhaegar, because it's really important to be able to pick your healer on the 2-3, so you don't have to show all the rest of your comp if you don't want to pick your tank in the 2-3.
Yeah.
So that's why Anduin's getting a lot of prio.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, solid victory today here for CCS. Really nicely done. You laid out those matchups that are in front of you. Definitely a little bit tougher on the tail end of the schedule. Do you feel like you've got a solid chance against your ACAs and your fun sappers?
Yeah, I think we do. As long as we keep doing what we're doing, I think we'll be fine. We'll at least have a decent couple matches.
Fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
I think they're favored, but like only slightly. Like I think we can, if we're on a good day, we can beat them.
Well, I hope I get a chance to cast it. If not, one of our other excellent casters will be on it, and I'll be watching, because those are big marquee matchups coming up, and I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Just
Yeah.
wait until we play Artanis in them as well.
Mm-hmm.
I got my game. I was thinking, honestly, I thought that Team Draft Gap was going for the Artanis pick, but then they busted out the Thrall, and you got the counter with it. Couldn't quite pull out ahead on that one, but still very happy to see personally. Well, thank you very much for coming on by. Why don't you tell folks where they can find you when you're not around here? Porky, we'll start with you.
I guess twitch.tv/UTPorky. I play Storm League occasionally when I have decay games, and I stream my POV sometimes when my computer isn't dying.
And I want to shout out twitch.tv/deathstrikes18, not 13. I messed it up last time. Twitch.tv/deathstrikes18. He also streamed his POV. He's a really amazing guy, really amazing streamer, really like a attractive dude. Eats at at the chillest restaurants, hangs out with the coolest dudes, all that.
Shoutouts to Crushinator for casting as well, and shoutouts to my team, except for Shredded, who still has 3 Brightwing games left.
I'm knocking them off slowly.
Oh.
I'm whittling them down.
Thanks so much for coming on by, guys. Congrats again on the win, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Take care.